Hey, what's going on, friends? My podcast every day is broken up into 2 parts on the free platform. The first part, Act 1, is right now. When it's all done, go right on over to Act 2 to get the second half of the podcast. Thank you so much for checking out my show. Hello. Oh. That was awful. Welcome in. Easy with you. The Eric St. Show podcast has begun, but I don't even know how long it's going to last, frankly. This is one of those damn days where I'm like, what the? Can something happen? I mean, a real dry spell last 24 hours of things going on. Not to fear, I usually can create my own bit of nonsense that can get us through, not to mention the work of the fantastic members of the chat. Thank you to all of you, and thank you for being here in the Impact Power Sports studio. Impact Power Sports online at impactpowersportsmi.com. You can get a Yamaha golf cart, an ATV, UTV, e-bike, all that fun stuff. Thank you so much to them. Stevie with a great question right off the jump. How were the podcasts? Referring to class yesterday, we had some limitations that made the actual viewing of the podcasts not happen. We were able to watch some of the creative work that was done by the students at the school for the class. This was the last day of the class. It's done. So it didn't pan out the way we had planned, which honestly, we would have had to sit through a lot of podcasts. We did do some end of semester review as to how the class can get better. And I think we concluded that the podcasting class that I helped teach as the adjunct professor at Aquinas College, that we're going to need some equipment upgrades. So that was bandied about. Then the class, I handed out the test. I had to write the test the day before. And so I passed out the exam. And this was the quote, because I told Jackie, so she laughed. Let's see. I just passed out the final exam to the students. While doing so, I said, you guys are going to hate this. This is going to be tough. You're all screwed. And then I get these looks. I go, come on. It's not that bad. So they got that test done. They handed it in. And then we parted ways. Thank you so much for taking the class. Now, Dr. Avery and I still have to review the video podcasts that were completed. And that is the last thing. And then that's it. That's a wrap. God willing, I will be back for the class next year. One of the things that helps that is the review, like the student review of the course and how they feel like the educators did. And so now, if I've worked very hard to not be an asshole. So I am hopeful that I will be able to continue doing the class. The only thing that would keep me from doing the class would be if the folks at the college actually found out about this. You know how people are always trying to take the wind out of my sails. I have so many enemies, it's unbelievable. Not justifiable, by the way. And people love to take me down a notch. So I wouldn't be surprised if I get canceled because on here I talk poo-poo pee-pee caca. It happens all the time. Megan, she wrote, I hope you make it on Hot or Not. And then she said, wait, maybe that's not what the website is called. No, it's not. I think you're talking about Rate My Professor. So on Rate My Professor, students will go ahead and talk about their professors. Like, this is a good class. This professor did a good job. And then that's it. But if you're lucky, they'll put, there's a little pepper icon, a little red pepper. And that means that the students think that you're like a hot tamale. Ay, ay, ay. So that would be strange. Mooney says, did you do flirty with hot blondes? No. Even if there was any flirty, I would not. I'm just oblivious anyway. I wouldn't know if that were happening. And if I did know it, I would just pretend like nothing happened. Megan says, I hope they think your sup's hot. I don't understand that. Alan says 3 a.m. door knock. Yeah. Okay, do you think maybe you can delete that? Alan says Mr. Pop is only into young boys. Yes, that's true. Bread Bull Brain Chris adds, they're too old for Mr. Pop anyway. All right, so there you go. I'm happy. I enjoyed my time. That semester is now done. It went really, really fast. Hopefully we'll get the opportunity again. The Great Food Giveaway. I wanted to update this. We had a pretty active day yesterday. And we are now up to 67 folks who have thrown money into our virtual hat. The latest, David P., John S., Charles J., Jeremy K. I think I mentioned Sarah T., Adam J., and Josh B. yesterday. But that's outstanding. Let's see. 185, 95, 205. $230 yesterday rolled in. That puts us at total $4,274.07 of the total amount that we need of $5,577.75, meaning we have $1,303.68 to go to fund the Great Food Giveaway. In the chat, I'm going to throw in our virtual hat passing. And then if you feel like it, awesome. Appreciate you so much. I am convinced we will get there. Thank you. If you're listening to the audio podcast later on, all that information is on the show notes. Either Venmo at Eric Zaitunian, Cash App, $ Eric Zaitunian, PayPal, search Eric Zane Show, LLC. Outstanding. And then that cash is then used to buy all of the food. I see now that hams are 79 cents a pound. Thank you to those who sent that along. We will get the lowest price when it comes to buying the food. Molly says, do you take Twitch bits for it? Take whatever you can give. Easily converted. Twitch bits to cash are easily converted. People are like, what are Twitch bits? So if you're on Twitch and you can link up a payment plan and buy these things called bits, it's digital currency. And I forget, each bit is worth a dollar amount, or a penny amount, or something like that. I don't even remember what the value of a bit is. and people donate them on Twitch. And but I don't really make a big deal out of that. I mean, it's there if you want, but I don't really exploit it because I feel like I get enough money. So there's 100 Twitch bits. So I don't know if that's $100, $10, or $1. Either way, I'm happy. Anyway, I'd be the most happy with 100, but that's obviously, okay, $1 is cool. Like I've said before, I'll take the buck. How much is one Twitch bit? Let me find out. Value of one Twitch bit. 1 US cent. All right. There we go. So now it's $4,273.07, which means we have $1,302.68 left. Thank you, Molly. That is so sweet of you. All right. Wherever you are enjoying the show, Great Food Giveaway is coming up on Tuesday, December 23. That means we are 2 weeks away to the day from the Great Food Giveaway. I do want to go over some of the names. Some folks have done this more than once, and I'll repeat them. Thank you. David P., John S., Charles J., Jeremy K., Sarah T., Adam J., Josh B., Brian D., Scotty G., Mike in Vermont, Coleman's mom, Chris B., Chris K., Rainbow Flag Jeremy, Joe P., not Joe Pellerito, Coleman's mom's son, Coleman, Man Bun Chris, Patrick E., Rodney C., John M., Robert D. Robert made 2 donations. Brian B. The memory of Paul C., Paul Cook, Donovan S., Kevin Kuipers, Jess C., Aaron's mother-in-law, Aaron, Sarah R., Adam S., Murder Lover Linda twice, Lynn B., Rebecca twice, Rebecca A., Teresa F., Tim Z., MAGA Pat, Dono, Spooky Tyler, Nick in the Arena, Alan M. in Wisconsin, Frank S., Chris B., Matt B., Rebecca K., again, Chris and Kristen in Buffalo, Julie C., Rob T., Joshua D., Terry F., Derek D., Deb Vis, Josh, Nikki in Portland, Maine, Donut Dan, Becca Shea, Ben, Daniel, there's Linda, Maureen, Megan, Black Belt Nick, Amy, Stevie, Laura, and Rebecca. Stevie says 10,000 bits costs $126. That math ain't mathing. Bread Bull Brain Chris says they got to get their cut, Stevie. Yeah, don't do it. It's a scam. It's just a way for Twitch to make money off of you. Your money doesn't go nearly as far. I see one has rolled in. Thank you to Richard. You're a good man. I'll add that to the total. That puts us at 4,000. I'm not going to say because then that would give away the dollar amount, even though we did that with Molly. So I'm going to keep that close to the vest for now. We'll update later on when it gets all jumbled together like that. Okay. Thank you. We have a Big Fraud Friday coming up. Ben Glaze and myself, EZ, are getting ready to do another show, but we're doing it on Friday. Another Big Fraud Friday, that is, Big Fraud Show, which is 2 shows. Who Are These Freebeers? Show number 80, and the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. We missed last week because schedules were wonky. Thank you for the patience. This week, just as wonky, but we got to get it in. So we will be doing that coming up on Friday. Looking forward to that. I already started getting my clips. I've got a great video clip from the gang over at Free Beer and Hot Wings. And in this particular one, it's another example of Free Beer getting fucking pissy at Hot Wings. And for once, well, Hot Wings, when he talks, he always gives way too many details, way too much background. And this was at the end of a show, and Hot Wings is trying to tell a story. And in one instant, Free Beer is being supportive to poor Hot Wings. And then I guess it goes on for like 2 seconds too long. And then Free Beer takes him out at the knees. Nick says, damn it, I have to work the whack-ass Jonas Brothers show that night at Van Andel. Murder Lover Linda says, damn, I actually have plans for a change. All right. That comes up on Friday, patreon.com/Eric Zane. Sign up for 7 days free. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. I'm going to kick the folks out who are watching the show on the other social media platforms. And if you want the full show, you got to go to Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, and sign up for that. It's free. You can follow the page. You can subscribe to the page, all that fun stuff. You can link up your Amazon Prime, and then you get it commercial free. But off you go. That is patreon.com/Eric Zane. Thank you so much for being here, though. Don't forget, if you want to reach out, you can drop me an email, eric@ericzaneshow.com on the Shoreliners Striping inbox. Oh, by the way, I am going live with the T-shirts, the Eric Zane Show podcast Defector T-shirts very, very soon. I'm about to reveal them to you. I'm not doing it quite this second, but more on that as I've teamed up with Shoreliners Striping to bring that to you. So that is coming within days, maybe even tomorrow. Just so you know. Okay. Thank you to everybody watching on the other platforms. Facebook and Twitch brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Thank you to them. And that, of course, is where the Great Food Giveaway is going to be, on location there. Always a good time. If you want to volunteer, and when I say volunteer, we have a ton of help. So basically, you're just hanging out and letting the shenanigans happen. Saul has indicated he may be part of the festivities when we get together, which would be massive. Okay? If we're lucky enough to get blind Saul there, my God, it'll be so much fun. That furry little dude is expected to be there. I know he loves coming out and hanging out. And we love Saul. Saul is fantastic, and he must be great because I typically find most blind people to be jerks. And I don't know why I don't understand why blind people would be jerks, but it does happen, unfortunately. Megan says we could put Saul on customer service. You should give him a job. All right. There's a lot going on that I want to get to. Actually, I take that back. There isn't a lot going on. I already said that. But what I do want to get to is some various things. This one right off the jump is NFL quarterback Justin Herbert for the Los Angeles Chargers is getting a ton of shit over this. Let me know how you feel about this. He's walking off the field. The Chargers beat Philly. big win. And you know how after the game, the reporter will go ahead and interview the players? Well, that's happening here. And tell me what you think of the interview. This is Laura Rutledge interviewing Justin Herbert.
I'm trying to celebrate with my team.
No, I know, but can we just talk to you really fast? What was it like to watch the interception there?
Okay, so that's the problem. She wants to do the interview, and by the way, they're supposed to. It's part of the collective bargaining agreement with the league. They have to do, if they're asked to do an interview, they have to do an interview. Okay? And all she's doing is her job. And this guy goes, yeah, I'm trying to celebrate with my team.
Yeah, I'm trying to celebrate with my team.
No, I know, but can we just talk to you really fast? What was it like to watch the interception there that sealed this game for you guys to get this win?
Yeah, the defense played incredible. You know, they came up with so many big stops today, so proud to be able to play for those guys, and the way they compete down in, down out is really fun to watch.
We know you were dealing with the broken hand tonight. You gutted it out. You were hit multiple times. How are you feeling right now?
Feel pretty good, thank you.
And then what can you say about the way that this team was able to pull this off in overtime? You guys know how important this game was and how good the opponent was on the other side.
Yeah, not the way we drew it up, but the battle in these guys, you know, it's so much fun, and I'm so honored to be a part of this team, and they never quit, and, you know, it's just fun to be a part of, and we'll watch the film and have to get better at it. Appreciate it, man. You too. But we'll have to get better at it, and we'll keep moving forward.
All right, thank you, Justin.
Yep, thank you.
Joe.
I think after that, Joe Buck said, all right, now he's going off to celebrate with his teammates. Hello, friends. Your old pal Eric Zane with a word about ultra premium CBD gummies with real botanicals from my friends over at Secret Nature. This is like the best thing that's happened to me in a long time. I partnered with them. You can learn more at secretnature.com/Zane, and you'll also get a special deal there. But my gosh, during the daytime, I've got a daytime gummy that helps me stay focused, gives me steady lift. It's a fantastic, clean vibe within my system. Prior to Secret Nature, I found during the day that I was up and down, and I was like, what is happening to me? But ever since I started using the ultra premium CBD gummies with real botanicals from Secret Nature, those problems are in the past. And people say to me, EZ, when you're talking about this, what do you mean by a clean feeling? I'd say steady, balanced, not overpowering. I just get more done and feel better throughout the day. Probably because Secret Nature is organic, farm-grown, never lab-made. Ultra-premium CBD gummies with real botanicals. Nothing extra. The best in the business. Bliss is what I use during the day for clear focus and productive flow. I want to wind down? Snoozers. Unwind and rest at the end of the day. Consistent, measured CBD per gummy, so there's no guessing. Intentional formulations that feel clean and slot naturally into your routine. Now, this is where you try it. Get 30% off your first order at secretnature.com with code ZANE. That's secretnature.com, code ZANE. Try Bliss during the day, snoozers in the evening, and let me know how it goes. Again, 30% off your first order at secretnature.com with code ZANE. secretnature.com, code ZANE. Secret Nature. Hey, it's Eric Zane, and UncommonGoods.com is a great place to shop for the holidays. I just picked up a Himalayan salt barbecue plank. It's a square, 8 inches by 8 inches, 1.5 inches thick, made of Himalayan salt. You put it on the grill, and your veggies on top of the Himalayan salt barbecue plank. Oh my gosh. What a way to season the veggies with the Himalayan salt barbecue plank. Just one of the thousands of items for sale for everyone at UncommonGoods.com. I love that when you're shopping for Christmas gifts at UncommonGoods.com, you've got stuff for readers, for nerds, for travelers, for foodies, sports fans, for music lovers. Everything under the sun can be found at UncommonGoods.com. The kids are like, Dad, what do you want for Christmas? And I go, well, just go to UncommonGoods.com and find something that you know I'll like. And you can do the same thing. And I've got a special deal for you. Make this holiday the year you give something truly unforgettable. To get 15% off your next gift, go to UncommonGoods.com uncommongoods.com/Zane. That's uncommongoods.com/Zane. You'll get 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. I honestly can't imagine ever being in a position where you would, not be anything but polite and affable. I would always look at that as an opportunity to make yourself more marketable. Imagine that. You're about to be interviewed on TV. You won't be earning money from pro football for the rest of your life. How about just being a normal human being, polite and friendly, and not be a goddamn idiot as you're being interviewed on the field? I don't know. Is that asking too much? I mean, oh, what a burden. You have to answer questions for 40 seconds. Megan says, was he on Mike Wazowski's team or Sully's? Please tell me someone else saw the Monsters, Inc. game that was a few plays behind this game. I feel super dumb. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on. What can context matters typically. Sometimes I miss, so I'm usually the last one to figure out. What is that? Can someone explain to me what's going on? Everybody seems to know what's happening. I feel like I'm out of the loop. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. What's wrong with Megan today? She wrote, I'm having a hard time with words today. You explain. Well, I don't know if you're having a hard time with words. It's just, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's like talking to my dad. You seem like a dementia patient today. Nick says, I think Nickelodeon did a game with Monsters, Inc. Yeah. All right. So that helps a little bit. Yeah, she's like 5 steps ahead of everybody today. That's what's happening there. Alan says she's drunk. I don't think she's drunk, but my God. All right, if you say so. Tyler says these interviews take like 30 seconds. Just answer a few dumb questions and move on, dick. Megan says, I'm not drunk. I swear it was the same game, just a few plays behind. No, I don't doubt that. But you do see how, like, there's an easy way to not know what the hell you're talking about when you jump into Mike Wazowski and Sully and don't actually tell me why you're writing that. All right. I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But people are killing him over that. Justin Herbert. So in, let's see, what year would it be 145 years ago? 141 years ago. I think it was 1889, maybe. 1889. When did the Civil War end? 1865 is, okay, so this is 1885, actually. This turtle that just died, Grandma, in the San Diego Zoo, was 141 years old, and she just died. That means that this damn turtle is one of the oldest living things, if not the oldest living thing. I think there's some shark somewhere that's like 500 years old. The Greenland shark. Some estimate to live over 500 years, making them ancient creatures still swimming today. So you get one that's born like 1600 and it's still got plenty of life left. This bastard, though, was born in the 1880s, and damn it, he just croaked. How'd you like to be the zookeeper to find it? You're like, oh God, I don't even want to see this. So you'll get like a 100-year-old person who may have seen this thing, and there's still plenty of the fact that it's that old. 141. Rest in peace, Grandma, at the San Diego Zoo. I may have seen this in the 1980s. I'm pretty sure I went to the San Diego Zoo in the 1980s and seen this thing. They have these these same type of turtles over at that place that we visit every year, Deer Track Acres is in the area, and you go there and they've got the best. It's the best fucking place. My favorite thing in the world is hanging out with the llamas. And I think the llamas are the ones that spit on you, but we didn't have that happen. And they're super soft. They like shampoo the llamas and take care of them like they're really pampered, the llamas at this place. And the best thing in the world is you wander into the llama pen and you've got the food that you can give them. And you're just swarmed by llamas. And in the front of their face, their mouth, it's super soft. It's like the softest titty ever. And you just have the urge to just touch their face because it's so soft. I was able to pet a fucking kangaroo, a Joey. And then they have those big-ass turtles there. I love that place. I've talked about it dozens of times. Becca Shea says, I love their curly hair on their heads. Absolutely. And then when you finally get bored or you're done petting all the llamas, and then you head over to the... I forgot those cows, what they're called, Highland cows. They're babies, these baby Highland cows, and they shampoo them and blow dry them, and you can pet this. It's like a puppy. It's incredible. It's cuteness fucking overload. Then you go and you get in your car and you drive through the drive-through zoo, and you feed them, and it's fantastic. So great. All right. Megan, if you have anything out of context that you want to say, just go ahead. Branjo says, I have a gig this weekend playing at a barn. Highland cows, donkeys, all kinds of critters. I'm playing Christmas music. Oh, my God. Donkeys are great. I've got a person I follow on social media, and every time I watch one of these videos, I'm like, we've got to get one of these things. That would definitely be... on the table if it comes to easy, if we win the lottery. The new thing would be just having a farm. We wouldn't eat the animals. We would just, buy animals and hire a bunch of Mexicans to take care of them. It'd be fantastic. It'd be our own little commune of animals. Molly says, speaking of Highland cows, look up Petunia, one-ear cow. And then the other side effect of this is, I try not to think about it, but we eat those. And that's a bad thing. It makes me not want to eat those. But I only go so far with that. the fact that not only do we eat cows, but we eat baby cows too. What is that, veal? I really think that the people who work where those animals are processed, they have to be all serial killers and the dregs of society. And if you're not, let's say you're offered a job at that place, that's a job if you have to be the head hole puncher guy who just goes around and uses your No Country for Old Men head hole puncher. That's a $500,000 a year job. What asshole? If there's anybody at that facility that goes, yeah, I'll do that, that's the guy that you know is on an FBI most wanted list. My God. Tophus says you have to be dead inside after a while doing that shit. Oh, yeah. Ugh. That's a job that if you're single and you have it, and then you meet someone special, you don't ever talk about that. You just say, oh, yeah, I work in food production. That's about the most descriptive thing you could possibly say. Or I just out and out lie and just say, yeah, I'm in IT, or I work on a farm, I guess you could say. I wonder if there's ever been a guy who met the girl of his dreams and they're about to become official. And then she's like, I don't even know what you do. And he's like, well, I got to tell her. And he says, yeah. And he gets very descriptive as to what he uses, the No Country for Old Men hole puncher, and he helps produce veal. All right, with baby cows. I wonder if that has happened in the course of relationships in history, where someone has said, okay, all right, well, I can't do this. I can't be married to a guy who uses No Country for Old Men hole puncher on baby cows. It's just not happening. Tophus says, hi, hon, I plugged 20 cows today in the head. Yeah, and so, like, if you're if you have a family and your extended family, you don't ever tell them that you have that job, and if it gets out, the rest of the family, that's a good reason to excommunicate you from the family. I mean, who would want to have that guy there? So you have to, if you're the farmer, if you own the farm, you want to hire, maybe go to the local prison, and that, because these are the only people who are going to take these jobs. Damn it. How did we get there? I think we got there because I was talking about the old ass turtle. Okay, I want you to stay right there. Your old pal EZ has to use the potty. We're going to take time out and come back. Thank you so much for being here. It was suggested by Alan that we bust out, in Ask Me Anything. And I'm all for that. I'm here for it. I always love the opportunity to do an Ask Me Anything. Great idea. Great idea. Man Bun Chris is getting in here. I know he's a fan of Ask Me Anything as well. So question number one, how was the day in food yesterday, EZ? It was good. It was really good. I I think I might be heavier than I know I've never been heavier. But yesterday after class, I only had consumed 900 calories, and that's just not enough for healthy weight loss. You don't want to be losing muscle mass, or if you do, you want to do it as little as possible. So I did eat after class, but it was just a couple of high-protein, plant-based tortillas, as well as some deli ham with mayo and a piece of cheese just to get the calories up. I was a little too low. I like to keep it 15, 16, 1,700 calories a day to gradually burn the fat. But overall, good. Another day in the books. It's going to take a while. So, yeah, I think ultimately my losing that pound and a half to 2 pounds, 1 to 2 pounds a week is a great way to go. But the amount of time that I've been doing this now, I mean, we're looking at before Thanksgiving, a few weeks of this, and I love it. I love counting the calories and watching my mommy talkers with their recipe suggestions. There was one where, first of all, the key is you got to have meat always ready. In this case, I have a lot of shredded cooked chicken, and a lot of my recipes have that. So there was one where you take one of those protein tortillas and you make it into like you put this buffalo chicken in it. So that is, you take the chicken and then put it in a bowl, like 4 ounces of chicken. You add some cheddar cheese. You add some plain Greek yogurt. You add some buffalo hot sauce. Blend it all up. You put that thing in this tortilla. Spray a little Pam on it and put it in the air fryer for 7 minutes. And it's just fucking great. Lower calorie, high protein. We're getting some comments about Bruce's hoodie. Yes, he starts to shiver if he gets too cold, so we had to bust out the hoodie. Darla, no. Donut Dan says, how is podcasting class going? You may have missed it earlier in the show. The class ended yesterday. And earlier in the show, we kind of broke that down about how it all went. But, yeah. So if you have any questions on Ask Me Anything, it could be my take on something in the world, could be anything radio related, could be anything sports related, self-help, by all means. Man Bun Chris says, you got me on the warm tortillas on the last diet bet. If I don't want to make anything after practice, I'll whip up some of those. I don't remember. Man Bun Chris says, will the Lions make the playoffs? If you had to bet your house on it, yay or nay? Yes. That is my opinion. Donut Dan, did you get the boiler fixed? Yes. May have missed this. Talked about it on Monday. I unplugged it. I waited 1 minute. I plugged it back in. Now it works. Which is remarkable. For some reason, it tripped a code. And I sent it along to Joe Martinez. I said, look, dude, and he's going to look it up and let me know. Do you believe in signs from the afterlife, Eric? Yeah. Yes, I do. I believe in all that stuff. I believe in all the things that, you know how like if you're in the wrong company, they'll say, yeah, you're an asshole. You believe in myths and fairy tales. No, I believe in those things. You know, even though I'm not a practicing Catholic anymore, I'm still religious. You know, I'm just not really a fan of organized religion. Birch Barlow says, totally off topic. What do you think of the Baseball Hall of Fame vote that just came down? All right. I don't know about it. I have no idea. All I know is that as long as the steroid guys don't get in, then yes, that's good. The steroid guys should not be in the Hall of Fame. In fact, Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, all the records, you know, the home run records, they shouldn't be allowed to be. Maureen says, we do too believe in signs of the afterlife. We got a good one yesterday. Can you explain? I'm always intrigued by these things, you know, when somebody passes away. Not that you ever want to go, oh, my God. Hey, guess what? Somebody died. Maureen and Linda and their family recently experienced a loss. Brother Paul Cook went to heaven. I'll say this. If I get one of those, you know, it's probably going to scare the shit out of me. I'd probably be pissed off. I'm kind of glad that most spirits don't come down here and raise hell and be seen. I don't approve of that, because if I go, walking into the other room and there's my mom, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm going to be like, what the fuck? I will be scared shitless. And then that could trigger a heart attack, and then that's that. All right, that is Act 1 of the podcast. Act 2 is available right after this one. Go check it out. What are you doing? Don't miss a second of it. Thank you so much.